This is the Confidence Academy podcast. My name is Lily Babcock and I am a transformational confidence coach, and I'm here with a message for you. The anxiety and overwhelm you've been experiencing is not something to be feared or avoided. It's also not something that gets to define who you are as a person. No matter who you are, no matter what your story is, I know that you get to live a life of fulfillment and joy. It's my absolute pleasure to bring this podcast series to you in collaboration with some phenomenal people from all over the world who have walked the same path as you. Together, we will share our stories, our challenges, and our triumphs with the intention of helping you to see that it's possible for you too. Anxiety may be something you live with, but it doesn't get to define who you are or how you live your life. So stand by for some powerful conversations, deep realizations, and the occasional F-bomb. So get those headphones in if you're around sensitive ears, and stand by. This is going to be fun. Okay, I'm back in Zoom. It says we're live on Facebook.
We are.
You weren't even kidding when you said I was going to be up-leveled by being in this book, Kezia. I've already up-leveled because now I can freaking live stream from Zoom. Woohoo! So exciting. Right, okay, well I have no idea. Can I see anyone's comments in Zoom?
No, you have to look at them on your phone. So if anyone has any comments, they will make a comment and you should be able to see them.
Okay. Oh, and of course Kevin would call, wouldn't he? Let's just tell him what we're doing every time. Kevin, I'm live streaming. Can I call you back?
Already?
No, they come out at 4. See you later.
I didn't know that, did I?
It's always a husband.
Every single time. Oh, that's Daddy, isn't it? I know. And now he's brought you in. Oh, goodness me. Right, anyway, I want to see where my video is. I'm all excited.
So I can see you now. We've got 2 viewers, and that's probably you and me.
Fabulous. That's all right. I'm okay with that. It's all good. Oh, there we go. I'm live now. Yes, I can see myself as well. And yes, I see the 2 viewers. That's all right. The 2 best people are here. Whatever, Trevor. Kezia Luckett, welcome. So this is like my Virgin Zoom live stream collaboration, whatever that means. Okay, let me stand that up. Oh my goodness. So we are not even 24 hours away now from launching this book.
I know. Exciting, huh?
It's so exciting. I'm covered in body chills. So because this is a little bit of a full circle moment, because we met when you applied to come and just be interviewed on the podcast, which must have been, was it 2017? Because you had volume 1 was out, I think, and volume 2 hadn't been done yet.
Yeah, no, that was 2017, and I think we were just opening the doors to volume 2.
Holy moly. And here we are. We're back again.
And here we are. And look, there she is. Now, this is the only hard copy that we've got at the moment. But look, I wonder, there she is.
That's my face. My actual face.
In the book.
Oh my goodness. So I need to update all of my bios now to say author.
You do. And hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed, if everybody supports you and pours their love on these 18 courageous women that have stepped forward to write their stories and be totally vulnerable, we never know, we might be a best-selling author or maybe an international author, which would be even better.
Holy moly. It's just nuts. It's so nuts. And so what this is about for anyone watching, and if you're watching on the replay, give us a #replay. Let us know you were here. You can still comment below. You can still ask your questions. You can still do all of the things you would have done if you were here live. And if you tag me with a #replay, I'll come back and, circle back and answer any questions, etc. But I've asked Kezia to come on because I've decided that tomorrow and Friday, I'm going to do a podcasting live stream extravaganza to celebrate the launch of this phenomenal book with these phenomenal women that I've been, partnered up with since last year. And so I wanted Kezia to be the first one on because Kezia is our book mama. So we're all book sisters and this is mama. So for those people watching, Kezia, in case they've been under a rock and completely have no idea what this book is about or even who any of us are, can you just give us a brief intro as to who you are, what this book series is all about, and what's so exciting about tomorrow?
So I am Kezia Luckett, obviously. I'm a positive psychologist and the creator of the book, although I won't take credit for the pure joy and information that's contained within its pages. It's down to ladies like Lily that have done this. So this is a project that came to me in 2016 on a walk, and it's really all about women, and the fact that so many women that I spoke to when I was talking about how they're contributing to the world, many of them said, well, I actually have nothing to offer. You know, I have nothing to contribute. I'm not a high flyer. I might be a stay-at-home mom. I might be a CEO. I might be an entrepreneur. I'm not really sure how much I've got to offer. And one of the biggest gifts that we can give other women and people in general is being able to tell our stories. And it's not normally the stories that we want to tell that are the ones that really make a difference. It's those stories that actually we'd prefer to keep hidden. So 18 women from around the world have stepped forward to share their stories, but they haven't just put pen to paper. They've actually gone through a therapeutic process to really not only put pen to paper, but release some of the limiting beliefs that come from the memories and the experiences that they've been through. So when you get your copy of this book, you're not only getting the story, there will be an understanding of the release that they've had to go through in order to step forward to positively impact on 1 billion lives worldwide.
Yeah. So just casual then, nothing much.
Nothing much. Nothing much.
Nothing to see here.
No.
The reason I think this is so phenomenal is the divine timing of it all. Like I said at the top, we met in 2017 through FEA, I think it was, Female Entrepreneur Association. You came onto the podcast, gave an amazing interview. People can still go and get that if you follow the podcast, or even if you don't, go and look it up. The Confidence Academy podcast, and Kezia is one of the first people that I interviewed. But the reason this is so phenomenal is I think before then, even then, I'd not had my full awakening. I'd not had my full realization as to who I was and who I was here to impact. And, you know, I just think as I look back over my life, I can see these chance meetings that ended up not being chance meetings at all. And they were actually, you know, golden breadcrumbs that both parties were following. And the reason why this is so exciting for me is I really feel like the world is waking up. The world has woken up. Since that interview we did, and since your first book came out, more and more people are waking up. And even in these recent times, you know, Philip Schofield last week coming out and, you know, literally coming out and telling the world his truth. I was like, wow, I mean, I'm covered in chills thinking about it. More and more people now are realizing that they do matter, that their lives do count for something. And it really doesn't matter if you're Philip Schofield and millions of people know you from the TV, or if you're a stay-at-home mum or anything in between. Your life matters, your experiences matter. There was something to glean from whatever it is you've been through, and no matter how confronting or traumatic it may have seemed, or may seem, because you may be in that space right now, there's expansion and growth to be had. And that's not a kind of floofy woo-woo way of going, oh, don't worry about what's happening to you. It's just these books are living, breathing proof that A, you're not alone, B, you matter, and C, look at the power that comes out of these souls coming together collectively. And like I say, for me, the alignment is insane. It's insane. Like when we spoke, I wanted to be in the book. Do you remember? Because you were doing volume 2, and so I was like, yeah, let's have some information. And for whatever reason, it wasn't aligned at that time. And then obviously the 3rd volume came around, and again, and then it was the other way around, because then you said, oh, maybe you should sort of consider this. And I was like, oh, I don't know about that. And obviously it's all lined up, and the pure divine timing of this book coming out now, and where I'm at in my journey, and where I know you're at with this as well, because, you know, Kezia is the amazing book mama of this whole series. it would be so easy, and I did a live stream about this week, it would be so easy for people to look at you and go, oh yeah, well, it's easy for you, you know, to say these things because you've got this successful book series and you've got your, you know, you're a psychologist and you can do this and that and the other and whatnot. And I can tell you that every single person, it doesn't matter who they are, whether it's Oprah Winfrey or Jill on the, you know, checkout down at the shop, every single person questions their worth at times. Every single person questions, who am I to do this? And yeah, because he was like, yeah.
Now, I mean, you know, people think that once you get to a certain level that you don't, self-doubt can kick in at any point. And every time we up level, of course it's going to kick in because we're coming out of our comfort zone. So every time we come out of our comfort zone, that self-doubt, that little internal negative monkey chatter can sneak in and have a quick whisper in our ear. Sometimes you just have to take the leap. Sometimes you just have to do it and, you know, and see what happens. Sorry, I've got all this light. I look like
a real life angel.
I can't shift it. So apologies to anybody that's kind of being blinded by the light at this moment in time.
I mean, no, don't apologize for blinding people with your light, Kezia. Absolutely never apologize for that. This couldn't be more perfect. That light wasn't there a minute ago.
It wasn't.
Like, oh my goodness. Like, I haven't got a light. Where's mine?
It's coming, it's showing.
But I just think, you know, and we've got some people watching. Hey, hi Carolyn. Hello, Beth's on, Sherry's on, Sam's on. Hi everybody. Guys, this is exciting because we are live streaming from Zoom right now. I don't know if anyone else gets just how exciting this is for me, but I am a bit of a geek, and so I'm super excited that I can do this now. So we are on book launch eve. So that means our book, you've been able to pre-order it. If you've been following me and if you've been supporting me, then I know a lot of you have already clicked and you've already done your pre-order, and that's awesome. Thank you so much. We so appreciate it. Yes, and you're going to join in now as well. Thank you for doing that, because do you know what? It's the reason why we're so passionate about people clicking this link and supporting this book is because it's a pay it forward series. The more people that read this book and allow themselves to be impacted by this book, the more people will find out about it. Because, you know, if you read anything or watch anything that shifts you can't help but scream it from the rooftops. And our mission is to impact 1 billion lives. For starters, I would say, like, that needs to be another hashtag for starters, because I just think, why stop at 1 billion? It needs to be more. But this isn't about
Stratford St Castle reception.
Oh, hello.
That's my boys' school. I will call them back shortly. We'll wrap it up real quick. So it was just about getting this message out to as many people as possible. And like I was saying before, this isn't about just trying to get a load of books sold for the sake of getting a load of books sold. This book has the power to wake you up to your potential. It has the power to let you know that you're not alone. It has the power to let you know what's possible for you. If you're in the midst of a struggle right now, and if you're in the midst of something heartbreaking or traumatic or whatever word you might use to describe it, the pages in these books, all 3 volumes, are stories from real people to let you know that you're not alone and there is something on the other side of that. It's never the end. And I think, you know, we so often think this is it. You know, when you're confronted with however your challenge is packaged up by the universe and delivered to you, you know, it's so easy to think, oh, that's that then. Like, that door's closed and I'm done. You're not done. I have a saying, like, when you're done, you're dead. So, you know, if you're still on this planet, if you're still living and breathing, you still have work to do and you still have your light to shine. And Kezia's light is still pouring in through the window behind her. And, you know, it's just a beautiful metaphor for what this book is. And, you know, we were saying that, you know, people struggle with being seen and being heard. And even Kezia herself is constantly, you know, on the one hand, this absolute knowing that this has to be done, right? And the way that your story came in, and if you don't know the story, go and listen to the original podcast interview, because that's what we talked about. But it was an absolute message that came through you. at a pretty low point in terms of energy and mood and everything else. And that's what drives you forward. You know, if anyone watching this ever struggles with motivation, when you can tap into your inner power and your heart, then motivation doesn't even come into question, because you literally would drag yourself over hot coals to bring it to life, because you can't not. And I would say that's Kezia in a nutshell. And that's all of us that have, you know, aligned with our purpose. We don't fully understand it. Like, I still, you know, go through days where I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Oh no, wait, what am I doing? Oh no, I know what I'm doing. Oh no, wait, what am I doing? But all the time, there's this undercurrent of, I just know I'm supposed to do it. I might not know why, and I might not know how, but there is this undercurrent, and I cannot ignore it. And that's the power of this book.
And it's about saying yes, because many of the women that came forward for all of the books, really, they know when the time's right. You know, I often say we open the doors in April for new applications, but the right people will turn up when they're good and ready. And I don't sit there and think, oh my God, we haven't got 18 women. It's just like, right, that they will show up when they hear that calling. And I know when they're the right people, because they get a physiological response when I tell them the mission that we're on. And I talk about the therapeutic process that they're going to go through, because this isn't easy. It's not a case of just sitting down and writing a book, you know, or writing a chapter. Each and every one of you have been on a roller coaster of emotions to bring your story out to light, and probably still are to a certain degree.
Yeah. Oh, this is not the end point. This is not the finale. This literally feels like the start, you know? And Kezia literally said, as we came on, we weren't live yet, but we were in Zoom, and she said, oh, you know, that this book has power. And what I love about you, this book is your baby in the way that my choir is my baby. And you say the same thing that I say about the choir. Like, it has its own soul, it has its own mission, and it has its own power to move people. And half the time we can't even explain that to people. And so what I love about what you just said is it is an activation. It's just a knowing. It's, you know, our souls are tethered to the people that we are here to help and be helped by. And I just think, you know, when Kezia speaks about this book, it activates something in you. You either know that you're supposed to be in it, or you know that you're supposed to be reading it, you know. And maybe it's a reading first, maybe you read it first, and then you know that you have to be in it after that. You know, there's spaces in the book, you know, you don't even have to be an author yourself. There are spaces in the book, once you've read it, to write your own message, and then you pay it forward and you leave it for somebody else to find.
So you put your message in there, and then you put a post-it note on the front that says, this book is for you, read it, love it, pay it forward, and you leave it for a stranger to find, because the universe works in mysterious ways, and the right person will pick up this book and read its message. And I remember leaving one in an airport, and I went up to the restaurant above so I could see the book. And a gentleman picked it up, and he had a quick flick through and he put it down. They all then went off, and then a lady picked it up, and I could just tell that it was meant for her. Yeah. And the message, you know, she went to the front, she read the message, and it's a message of love and positivity from a complete stranger. They have nothing to gain by writing that message down.
Yeah.
But, you know, it touches the hearts, souls and minds of people around the world.
Yeah. And the stories shared in this book, I think, you know, you'll struggle to find something that doesn't resonate with you on some level. And whether you're going through that exact experience that the person is speaking about, or whether you can just resonate with the feelings they're sharing, it's going to speak to you. And it may even be that the book falls into your lap because you know someone going through it. Like, you know, this book, like I said, it has a mind of its own. It has an aura and a power and a spirit of its own. And, you know, I mean, honestly, if you think you're in control over whether you're going to read this book or not, you're not, because if you're supposed to read it, the book will find a way of getting into your hands, you know.
We had a gentleman in the first book. Literally, the book had been out 2 weeks, the very first book, and I was at a woman's event, and in strolls this man, one of the very few men in the room, and he comes straight up to me and he goes, "Oh my God, you're here!" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'm here because I found your book in a bedside cabinet in Morocco in a hotel room, and I've read it, and I'm here to buy 3 more copies for the women of contribution in my life and pay it forward." And at the time I was just like, the book's only been out a couple of weeks, are you sure? And he started talking about my story, and I was like, oh my God, you really have read it.
Yeah.
And this is a book that's written by women for women, but the amount of men that get something from it. We had one lady send me a message and say that her husband, she sent me the message actually, her husband had picked up the book on the way to the toilet, because let's be honest, men like something quick to read. And he sent her a message, he swore, so I'm not going to swear, but it was just like, holy whatever, I'm in on the toilet, I'm sobbing my heart out, what the hell is this Pay It Forward book?
Yeah.
And my view was, yeah, he heard what it was that he needed to hear. He read what his soul needed at that moment in time.
And we've got some comments coming through. Beth has just put, oh my, that just made me kind of emotional. I think that was the man in Morocco thing. You know, it's nuts how this works, but this is going on around the globe. Like, this is just one of very many things that are coming together to help everybody wake up and realize the power of who they are, you know. And this isn't about some grand thing either, so don't worry about that. It doesn't mean that your mission is that you suddenly have to, I don't know, go and run around the world on 2 feet. Like, it's not that. It literally can just be validation that those things you love and the things that light you up are absolutely meant for you, and you're allowed to do them, and you're allowed to have them, and that's how you contribute to the world. You know, it can just be that validation. It need not be an enormous awakening that changes your whole world, except it will change your whole world in the best possible way, but maybe in a subtle way at the same time.
I mean, you could, your role might be to buy a hard copy of this on the 13th of March, $12.99, and leave one of these copies somewhere. Imagine the ripple effect of the person that finds this. And we did a big book giveaway last summer in London. Lots of book sisters came together and we gave out 100 books, and we stood there and we read bits of our stories for anybody that passed by. And later on that evening I got a message from a woman just saying, you know, I didn't want to take the book, you know, I thought you were trying to sell me something, but I did take it, and I brought it home, and I can't tell you how much I needed this on this particular day. You've changed my life without even knowing it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting goosebumps. That's what we do it for. It's just like, if it can change one life, nobody sits in isolation. So if we change one life, especially if that woman, you know, has a family around her, and then the community around her, and then the city and the town, and then before you know it, the country, and then the world. And you have an opportunity to be involved in, you know, paying it forward and being part of our movement.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, there's a calling, and whether you're going to be in the next volume, because I guess there's going to be another volume 4, is there, Kezia?
Yes. The doors in April. Yes.
Oh yeah. So, well, if you're watching this and you're thinking, holy hell, I have a story to share, even if you're watching this and thinking, holy hell, I love the idea of that, but I don't think much of my story, like, get in touch anyway, because that's what I thought. You know, and Kezia helped me to see that, you know, my story is important, it did matter, and not just because it's nice to talk about things that have happened to us, but the shift that's happened in me since getting this out, and the clarity that I got from things that had happened in the past, that were actually still hanging on and still very much, very much directing me in my life. You know, they'd set up belief systems within me and feelings of what I was and wasn't worthy of, you know, and being able to release that and shed that, for me personally, has been hugely transformational. And that's if nobody ever reads the book, and obviously someone's going to read it because I'm going to make sure of it. But you know, it was it's a powerful process, whatever level you come in at. So if you know that you want, like, if you know that you're supposed to be part of volume 4, and even if that is just a little, oh, I wonder if I could, and even if it's then clouded with a whole load of reasons why not, that's your calling, and you should definitely reach out and speak to Kezia.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, well, this was to kick off the live stream podcast extravaganza. So tomorrow and Friday throughout the day, I'm going to be interviewing my book sisters. So predominantly book sisters from volume 3, although if any book sisters from volumes 2 and 1 want to get involved, then come on board. They're going to be very short, 10 to 15 minute episodes. They're going to be streamed live just like this, and then they're going to go out on the podcast as well. But they are in order for you to get to know these women, get to find out what they were writing about, why they were doing it. And really, I want you to see the shift in them as well. So stay tuned for dates and times. I'm going to have that later on tonight.
I've got one thing to say. For those of you that are watching this and have been following Lily, and let's be honest, we have to have our daily dose of Lily in one way or another. Lily and her book sisters have got their own book launch. It's on the 13th of March down at Wootton House Hotel in Dorking. You can buy a ticket to come and celebrate with Lily and the other book sisters that you're going to be seeing over the next couple of days. Because surrounding yourself with like-minded people that, you know, you can just see their light shining will encourage you that you can do the same. So, you know, I'm sure Lily can put some posts down so that you can come and join her and actually just be around those individuals. And we have the lovely Marie Diamond from The Secret who's going to be speaking at your event as well. So it's going to be an exciting evening.
Going to be amazing. And actually, off the back of that, leading up to that, is Kezia's event, which is called Destined for Bigger Things, which I was at last year. Again, hugely transformational. I mean, you can only imagine, can't you? Because she had speakers from the books and others as well, and all of these women in the same room together, sharing their stories, sharing their expertise, lifting each other up. There were tears, there was laughter, there was a little bit of singing, obviously, lots of dancing around, amazing food, and, you know, and then it all culminates in the book launch at the end as well. So absolutely, if you want to come hang with me, I'm a pretty fun person to hang out with, I have to say.
You are, you're not bad. I'm looking forward to it anyway.
I tell you what as well, when we hit international bestseller, my rates are going up. So this is the cheapest night out you're ever going to get with me now, because I'm about to hit the big time, baby, and I'm not even kidding.
And she's not. And actually, with all of the other authors from volume 1 and volume 2, what happens is when we clear those limiting beliefs, we up level in a whole new way. So if you want to work with Lily, now it's your time.
Yeah. And if you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure about that, don't believe me, just watch. Just to quote Bruno Mars, you're just going to have to sit back and watch it happen, and then you'll know. And then I'll remind you of that when you call me in 6 months' time and go, oh, I was going to do it and then I was scared, but I'm here now. You know, why don't you bypass that and just give me a call now and get in touch with Kezia if you want to be in the book. Right, I'm going to go. Kezia, thank you so much for everything, for the book, for getting me on live stream with Zoom. I mean, life just it just keeps getting better.
Little things.
I'm so easily pleased. Guys, it's out tomorrow. I'm going to pop a link below, or maybe someone watching could do it. I don't know if any book sisters are on, but oh, we've got more comments. Gail says, sounds amazing. Gail, it is amazing. You know it. 99p on Kindle right now. Go and click the link. Get it. It's going to be out tomorrow. You can start to read it. You can start to read these stories and positively impact your life and the lives of everybody around you. Please support us. Let us know as well when you've placed your order. Tag us, give us the hashtags, Kezia. What do they need to use?
They can just do Women of Contribution is one, Pay It Forward is the second, 1 billion lives is the third around the world. And yeah, just tag us in. I would love to see it as well. I would love to see those women that are, you know, are stepping forward to be part of our Pay It Forward movement. So right, thank you to you as well.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone listening. If you're listening on the podcast, all of the links are going to be in the show notes. You can go ahead and click it there. Please do get in touch. Let us know. Let us know if this interview itself has shifted anything for you, because that can be powerful in itself. And when you get to read the book, we want to hear what it's done for you. So do get in touch and let us know. And I'm going to be back tomorrow with one of my book sisters. The schedule will be out later, so keep an eye out for that. Kezia, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And to everybody else watching, have a good day. Love you. Bye. Now I've got to figure out how to turn this off. It's not going to be slick. I'm not even going to pretend it's
down the bottom. Down the bottom to click more, and then you'll
stop live stream. We're going. Bye. And we're done. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved it, please make sure you subscribe to the mailing list using the link in the show notes below. When you sign up, you'll get a free copy of my audio program, The Self-Belief Sessions, to help you on your way to unshakable confidence. You can also join us over in the Confidence Academy Facebook group, where you can chat with other fans of the show and connect further with our guest experts. In the meantime, thank you again, and we'll be back again soon. Big love!